All right, welcome back, True Seeker. Just want to say congrats to the winners. It was another glorious NFL Week 7, and I just love exposing the National Fixed League. I still wonder how there can be so many fans of this league who don't know the word gematria or that the games are rigged. I mean, we've been here for over a decade exposing this now. USA Today wrote their hit piece on me January 2016. I mean, that article is almost a decade old. Vice News followed up the next year, 2017, and put one out the same time as Sports Illustrated. The thing about the Sports Illustrated articles, they didn't name me, but it was obvious who they were talking about. It was pretty much the same as the Vice News article where they did put my name in it. And again, let's just go through it. Let's talk about how undeniably fixed the NFL is. And you literally got to be brain dead to think these things are a coincidence. Let's just start right here with the biggest game of the day. The Chiefs beating the Niners. Recall, Super Bowl 58 was the first ever Super Bowl on the Vatican's birthday. And it was on the Vatican's 95th birthday. And the Chiefs won with 25 points. Today, Patrick Mahomes beats the same team, becoming 95-25. In his NFL career, regular season and postseason. Exact same numbers from the Super Bowl. Remember, that was the 104th NFL season. It was all synced up with Taylor Swift, her full name Taylor Allison Swift, and Gematria equals 104. Brock Purdy today fell to 10-4 at home in the regular season. And what else is crazy, you guys, is the Chiefs beat the 49ers at home exactly 104 weeks ago. And this was the 104th game of this season. Tonight's Sunday Night Football will be the 105th game of the 105th season. If Davante Adams gets a touchdown tonight, it's going to be his 105th career touchdown, reunited with Rodgers. So we'll wait to see if that one comes in. But again, the Chiefs won with 25 points on the Vatican's birthday. Both Vatican and Pope equal 25. You might recall the only Super Bowl that the Pope blessed was the one where Brady came back from down 25 on February 5th, 2-5. What's wild is today's game was exactly 58 days before the Pope's upcoming birthday. Pope Francis, born December 17th. In Gematria, Pope Francis equals 58. He became a Jesuit in 1958. Everybody plays for the Jesuit trophy, the Jesuit Vince Lombardi trophy. But yeah, here's the other thing, you guys. I've taught you about these numbers so many times. Today's game, a rematch of Joe Montana's teams. Joe Montana's got a June 11th birthday. So from Joe Montana's birthday to today's game was 131 days later. See how Super Bowl's 131? That's also 4 months and 9 days. Patrick Mahomes got his 41st regular season road win. You might recall he got his 41st all-time road win, winning the AFC Championship last year in Baltimore, which also equals 41 to advance to the Super Bowl. Baltimore equals 41-58. Baltimore fell to 5-8 versus the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. They started this year, the year of Super Bowl 59, falling to 5-9 versus the Chiefs. Chiefs became 9-5 versus Baltimore on September 5th. Can be written 9-5 or 5-9. Don't forget, the Chiefs just beat the Saints, who are hosting Super Bowl 59 exactly 59 days after Patrick Mahomes' father's birthday, who was drafted by the Minnesota Twins in baseball. Hold on, our friend Dave wants to call in real quick. I'm going to let Dave interrupt. Hot hand, Dave. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on, Jack?
You having a good day?
Real quick, real quick, I don't mean to disrupt the stream. The lady that called in today about Nicole Hardman, thank you so much.
Yeah, she was right on the money. 17's in week 7. She was right on the money.
If Aaron Rodgers throws 300, I win 7,000.
The last time Aaron Rodgers had a 300-plus yard game was the time he scored 45 points. And tonight, number 45's at the game. Did you see where J.D. Vance is speaking right now? J.D. Vance is speaking in Wisconsin, like Rodgers was on the Packers when he beat the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. I mean, these people got jokes for days.
So, yeah, I'm hoping not. Plus, I took your advice with the old McDonald, number 99.
Okay.
If he hits, but I took him for 2 sacks to get to 12, Zach.
Oh, for SNF? Not just going for one, not just one on the 11 Dayton Roger to get to 11, huh? All right.
No, I took the 2 for the SNF, and that one pays just as much. So, if Aaron Rodgers throws 300, I'm going to have to get this lady's information and send her a tip.
Okay. So, sounds good, Dave.
Too bad the other stuff didn't work, but the Eagles picked up the 50th road.
Well, your thought about what could happen had some merit, but again, it was kind of going against a lot of what we thought was going to happen. So, if you went with my advice, you only lost on one game today. You hit every game except for one. So,
okay.
All right.
So I don't know if that means anything, but the Eagles picked up the 50th road win. So let's see what happens.
All right. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Zach.
Yeah, home teams right now, home teams in the NFL are 51 and 53 going into Sunday Night Football. And what's JETS, Jets equal? So
I know it equals.
Yeah.
They got to pay for that information.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thank you, Zach.
All right, take care, Dave.
Bye.
So again, just going back to how today's game between the Niners and Chiefs, the Joe Montana teams, 131 days after Montana's birthday, Mahomes got his 41st road regular season win. Today's game was 112 days before the Super Bowl. And again, 4 months and 9 days after Montana's birthday. And, remember, check this out. Remember, the Chiefs went to the White House after the Super Bowl on the 152nd day of the year. I missed an A. They went to the White House on the 152nd day of the year, right? Kamala Debbie Harris, her full name's 152, just like Joe Biden. That first episode of a female president came out, the Simpsons episode where Lisa Simpson's wearing the same purple with the pearl necklace that Kamala wore on Inauguration Day. That episode came out March 19th, 152 days after Kamala's birthday. But notice the only team who's 6-0 are the Chiefs. And today's Kamala's 60th birthday. Josh Allen also got his 73rd win today, 152 days after his birthday. And again, just Niners and Bills and O.J. Simpson. Oh, if you missed my work on O.J. Simpson, his death was connected to Kamala. They're both connected to San Francisco. But, only team who got to 6-0. And there were multiple tributes in the league today with Kamala Harris. We knew the Commanders game was going to be all about Kamala. You might notice the 47 points in that game. It's just like how Lisa Simpson equals 47, like president, like White House, like government, like authority, like Republican, like Democrat, like even the letters DC alone. Again, if you're new here, these 4-base ciphers, they're elementary. It's the alphabetic order, forwards and backwards with numerology. All right, so Chiefs, Niners, again, Shanahan came in 54 regular season losses, 58 all-time losses, which means he picked up his 59th all-time loss tonight, like the Super Bowl number. How many 59 tributes you need to see with the Chiefs? First, they do it against the Ravens, who they beat in the AFC Championship. Then they do it against the Saints, who are hosting. Now they do it against the Niners. And remember, you guys, Super Bowl 58 was the 54th Super Bowl of the modern era. Joe Montana's 54, like they beat him in 54 and 58. Montana won his 4th Super Bowl in New Orleans. Mahomes has won 3. If they do bring these teams back for a third meeting as Mahomes three-peats, the Niners could fall to 5-4 in Super Bowls. It is something to keep in mind. But Chiefs looked really golden today to win. And just like I pointed out, I said, look, the Chiefs are a slight underdog against the Niners, just like they were in Super Bowl 54 and 58. It's like all the exact same stuff. Jaguars and Patriots, I got to thank my own community for helping me get this one figured out last night. They took my advice, and sometimes even with what I know to look for, I'll miss it. But somebody called in, they said, Zach, if the Jaguars win, they're 5-5 in Wembley Stadium. You said look for the London numbers and the stadium numbers over there. Jags win and get to 5-5 in Wembley Stadium. Boom. You see how Wembley Stadium is also 206, like the Seattle area code, the 206? I still remember when Pete Carroll became the winningest coach in Seattle history, beating the Raiders there exactly 206 weeks after the last Raiders-Seahawks meeting. And then the very next day, the owner of the team dropped dead. Paul Allen synced with old Billy Goat Gates. But yeah, these numbers will come up in all kinds of rituals that they perform in these games. Seahawks and Falcons was the game that kicked me in the nuts today. You got to laugh at the 48 points. Falcons fell to 4-8 versus the Seahawks. You might recall the Seahawks, the only Super Bowl they won was Super Bowl 48. Seahawks 48, just like Atlanta. There were some things going. There were really a number of things that were going in the Seahawks' favor. But what I do with my picks, and I'm very consistent in the way I pick games, I will always ride on quarterback narratives. Almost always. Very rarely will I go against it. Had Cousins won today, he would have got his 82nd win. Seattle's 82. And the thing about Geno Smith, you could make an argument either way for Geno Smith. He could have either picked up his 40th regular season loss today, or he could have stayed on 40 all-time losses, which is what he did do. And the Seahawks became 13-9 on the road versus the AFC South. You see like 13-9, like 139. And they also got their 25th win versus the AFC South. So all those things were there to marinate on. But I'll tell you what, more often than not, if there's a good QB narrative like there was in this game and it's up against stuff like that, the QB narrative will prevail. So I don't feel real terrible that I was on the wrong side of this game. We would have had a perfect day, though, had it come in. And you see also how both teams became 4-3. You might recall when the Seahawks won Super Bowl 48, they scored 43 points. Seattle Seahawks is 43. And just so you know, every Seattle team, Mariners is 43, Seattle Kraken's 43. Every sports team there is 43. And it's because it's the city by the sea and it has to do with Poseidon, and that's a whole nother topic. But, I mean, look at the overlap with Poseidon and Mariners, for example. Exact same in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. So anyhow, both teams 4-3. A lot of people in my community did prefer the Seahawks narrative. It had greater value, and there were a lot of things there, but I thought Cousins would get 82. Bills and Titans, I told you guys at the beginning of the year that I fully expect the Bills to start at least 4-0 at home and very possibly 5-0 at home, because then they would become 5-0 versus the Chiefs before they play San Francisco. Chiefs is 50, San Francisco's 76. Right now, the Bills are 7-6 versus the 49ers all time. Again, those are OJ's teams. And, you know, he died at 76 by the numbers before the season began. Remember last week, Josh Allen became 18-7 in primetime, 187 days after OJ Simpson's death. And that was the joke of having Josh Allen wear a glove at the start of the season. If you remember that, they were talking all about in primetime. Josh Allen with the glove on. That's how stupid the National Fixed League is, you guys. Ritual sacrifice of players, just gimmicks like this in the game. We had Amari Cooper to score his 63rd career touchdown today, and he got it. Buffalo 63. Remember, Amari Cooper was born on the exact same day the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase happened, and the guy who was driving O.J. Simpson in the Bronco chase, he also went to USC, played for the Bills and Niners just like O.J., and his name is AC, like the same initials as Amari Cooper. But Amari Cooper with the 63rd career touchdown after getting shipped to Buffalo. You guys might remember when I went to Buffalo to educate on the streets about the top shooting, I was talking about the 63 ritual in the shooting, how it was synced with Buffalo's football season. We were explaining right then why the Bills were going to beat the Rams in the opener on the Queen's birthday. And then the Queen dropped dead that day. Buffalo's known as the Queen City. The Bengals and the Browns, I told you guys, Zach Taylor's been the perfect indicator this season. Zach Taylor, every game where if it said that the Bengals would win or lose, it's happened every game. And this game, Zach Taylor stayed on 48 losses, Cleveland 48. And again, just a wild thing. Notice how the word coach is 105-24. This is the 105th season. Bengals is 24. Cincinnati Bengals is 105. So the coach of the Bengals has been the perfect indicator of every game this year. Again, Patriots is 37, New England's 45. When he lost to New England, he got his 37th regular season loss. 45, or wait, no, hold on, take it back. He fell to 37-45. That's what he did in that game. I have to go back here. If I look through at the Bengals schedule, I remember what happened in each of these. Just a reminder of what they've been doing here with the. All right, so the Patriots were a huge upset in week one. They said nobody saw this one coming. Oh, we saw it coming a mile away. We talked about a month before the season began. First thing I pointed out in our first live stream about week one, a month before the season began, I said, right here looks like it could be the best upset out of week one. Zach Taylor, double narrative to lose. That game against the Chiefs, 51 points. Harrison Butker kicked through the game winner, 26 points, 26 days after his birthday. Andy Reid stayed on 51 regular season losses with the Chiefs. And God, there was something about 51 in that game besides just the score. Of course, Cincinnati equals 51. That game wasn't synced up with Zach Taylor. That winning narrative was through Andy Reid. Oh, yeah. In the Commanders game, he fell to 42 and 49 all time. He fell to 37 and 45 in the regular season. In the Commanders game, he fell to 42 and 49. You know, last week, the Ravens and the Commanders were both 4-2. We're going to get to how Commanders equals 42 like Kamala, and you might recall that they were renamed that on 4-2 in February in a big 42 ritual. Remember, Kamala's dad came up with the Black Panthers, and his name's Donald J. Harris. Today, the Commanders are beating the Black Panthers on the day of her 60th birthday, right before the 60th election, when she started sucking Willie's Willie when he was 60 and she was in her 20s, and that's not an exaggeration, that's a fact. She was sucking and riding Willie's Willie when he was 60 years old and she was in her 20s. Now look at her at age 60, right before the 60th election. You think the National Fix League's bad? Try the national federal government. And don't forget, you guys, we told you week one for free why the Niners were going to beat the Jets and make home teams 11-5 like the date of the election. Week one, Tim Walz's Vikings and Kamala's Niners beat the two New York teams. Niners became plus 123 in points scored versus the Jets all time, picking up their 12th win against the Jets in that Monday Night Football game. I had the Niners to win by 12. They won by 13 to get to plus 123. I thought if they'd won by 12, it would be symbolic of Kamala and the 12th win. It wasn't far off. But again, when Biden passed the torch to Kamala, that was 123 days after Willie Brown's birthday as well. 123 days after Willie Brown's birthday, Kamala's now the front runner to be the president for the Democratic Party. And don't forget, her mom died on the 42nd day of the year. Then she did the thing 10 years later to the day of having people question her blackness on CNN. Go back and look. It was on the 42nd day of the year in 2019. CNN had an event, Question Kamala's Blackness. She wanted to address that. And you realize that's still going on. Donald Trump's doing it. You know, you got all these people coming out in the world of entertainment saying, she's not black. Jamaicans aren't black. It's like, what is this? Jamaicans aren't black? I never heard this before. What? She's half Jamaican, half Indian. Like, before, if you were 1/16 black, you're considered black in our Western culture, as crazy as that is. Anyway, all this stuff is stupid. It's all ritualistic. Also, when Joe Biden passed the torch to Kamala, that was 42 months and a day after they took the White House. But yeah, anyway, Bengals beat the Browns, 35 points in the game. Browns 35. We love T. Higgins for a touchdown. He got it done. We thought Jamar Chase had a decent narrative. T. Higgins seemed like a lock. Browns fell to 1-6, by the way, in the Battle of Ohio. Nice little 16 there. Texans and Packers. Just like last week, we thought the Texans would smoke the Patriots in a tribute to Super Bowl 51. Remember, Houston Texans equals 51. The Patriots won in their building. Last week, the Texans, the Patriots got their first ever loss at home to the Texans, falling to 5-1 last week. Texans won with 41 points, the Super Bowl number, paying tribute to that Super Bowl. This week, the Packers improved to 5-1 versus the Texans. 5-1 on a buzzer beater field goal at Lambeau. Oh, hold on. What's wrong with me? Lambeau Field. That's what it is. Did I spell Lambeau backwards? Is it A-E-U? It's going to be the same letters. Lambeau Field, 46 points. What is it? I guess it doesn't recognize Lambeau Field. That is how you spell the damn field, isn't it? Lambeau Field. I know the thing equals 46. Lambeau Field. Copied and pasted. Yeah, it's 46. Okay. Houston, Texas is also 46, just for the record. 46 points. Remember George Floyd, 46 from Houston, Texas. Remember George Floyd, the news broke of his killing on May 26th, the day after Memorial Day. And this year, Minnesota got their 526th franchise win, beating Texas, because it is that scripted. And, you know, in my book that I wrote, Number Games, I said, just watch what goes on from this point forward with Minnesota Vikings and George Floyd tributes. George Floyd was killed in a big 201 ritual. Minnesota Vikings, 201. George Perry Floyd, 201. 1,000 other things connected to it. But anyway, Packers become 5-1 at home versus the Texans with the win. Colts and Dolphins, there wasn't really anything to go off of in this game. Maybe the ATS was the clue. The Dolphins fell to 1-5 against the spread. Colts 15. But I told people just stay away from this game. Colts becoming 4-3. I mean, you could say that was a narrative too, but those things can be tricky. It's better to find like games where there's like real rhyme and reason to it, because that won't always happen. A team won't always become 4-3 versus the Dolphins. It did this week though. So I wasn't crazy about that game. This game was tough because we knew it was going to be about Kamala's 60th birthday. The Vikings did have a chance to become 6-0, but I favored the Vikings. And if you're on my notes, I said or I didn't say I favored the Vikings, excuse me. I said I favored the Lions. The Lions had the top clue, and here's why. Quarterback narratives. Today, Jared Goff got his 75th win. Minnesota Vikings 75 in the most Pierce cipher. And I did say if you play that game, it's probably smart to have a hedge bet in case the Vikings do become 6-0 in tribute to Kamala, since there's 60-year-old Tim Walz. But no doubt, 60 points in the game. I know I mentioned that in the live stream that you could see 60 points in this game, exactly what they did. And Jared Goff, which was the top clue, got the 75th win. How many times have I told you guys about the Giants in 25? I mean, like literally, how many times have I taught you about the Giants in 25? Baseball and football team, right? Last year we were loving it when Danny DeVito got in there 97 days after his 25th birthday, when 97 is the 25th prime, and had so many upsets at the end of the year, including the final one, which was in tribute to the freeway collapse in Philly on June 11th, which can be written 6-11 or 11-6. You might recall those teams finished the year 6-11 and 11-6 with a big upset. The Giants at the end of the year, we had so many nice upset games with them through the 25 thing. But look, a 25-point win as the Giants fall to 2-5, right? Just comical. Comical. Giants is also 38. Sirianni and Hurts got their 38th regular season wins. Had they lost, they could have stayed on 39 all-time wins. That was the hedge bet dollar parlay idea, but Eagles had the better narrative to win. Giants fall into 2-5. Top clue. And the Rams and the Raiders, Aiden O'Connell, who started the game, fell to 5-7, and I think he got his. I think he fell to 1-3 away, just like the team did. But Rams 57, LA 13, and also Stafford had 2 reasons to win. Stafford stayed on 52 losses and he stayed on 52 home losses and 115 all-time losses. Both Raiders numbers. Remember, Tom Brady just became minority owner of the team on the 74th day of his age. And again, my troll haters, he'll be sure to make a video. See, what my troll hater will do is he'll ignore that we hit every game except for one this week, and he'll play the clips of me like talking about dollar parlay ideas, and he'll be like, bzz, bzz, and he'll make it look like we went 0-5 for the week. Because again, when I do a 3-hour live stream, I'll say, you guys can have a smaller bet too with the Raiders, just in case there's some Brady magic. There is a chance Stafford gets his 23rd loss with the Rams, where Brady's 23 and Las Vegas is 23. But again, you go through my notes, all of the top games, all the top narratives won, and except for one game, and that was Seahawks and Falcons. Top narrative, Chiefs. And I was pretty emphatic about the Chiefs winning. Top narrative, Jaguars. Top narrative, Falcons. That's the one that's wrong. Top narrative, Bills. Top narrative, Bengals. Top narrative, Packers. Top narrative, not one here. I said, stay away from this game. I said, if you absolutely have to play this game, you might want to think about the Dolphins. But what it says at the beginning is you want to stay away from this game. So my troll will probably focus on that game too. That's what he does every week. He tries to just lie and slander and make it look like we have bad days, when in reality, a lot of people turn to small bill into hundreds of dollars. Happens every week using the knowledge. Lions, top clue. Eagles, top clue. Rams, top clue. There was no doubt about the Commanders. And look at it, you guys. I said this game was going to be about Kamala Harris. If you saw this game, the Commanders were up 37-0. Harris, 37. Notice the score then became 37-7, 44 points. Harris, 44. Again, Kamala Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, like how she's running against Donald J. Trump, he used to be in a political activism group with Huey P. Newton, who founded the Black Panthers. And remember, I've been showing for years how they pay tribute to the Black Panthers through Cam Newton, through what they've done with Chadwick Boseman in the Black Panther movie series. We predicted at the beginning of the year that Fields would lose his starting games to become 2-16, just like how the Black Panther movie came out on 2-16. Exactly what he did, and then he got benched, and they said he might never play for the Panthers again after he falls to 2-16 in the NFL. But look at it, 47 points. Kamala's running to be the 47th president. A win of 33 in the federal city. Federal equals 33, like order, like secrecy, like masonry. Panthers put up 7 points in week 7. Again, the Masonic logo's the big G. The Mason study the 47th problem of Euclid. I mean, just nothing but jokes. Nothing but jokes. Just totally scripted games. And we also talked about the significance of Kamala from Cali, like the Black Panthers, and the Commanders getting to 5-2. Look how president equals 47, like the points, total points in the game, and 52, right? White House, same thing, 47-52. Government, same thing, 47-52. Authority, same thing, 47-52. The cabal, same thing, 47-52. And California also has that 52, just like Gavin Newsom, their Jesuit governor. He also has the 56, like Society of Jesus, big number with the Jesuits. Just like when he locked down California, he said 56% would get the virus in 8 weeks, which is 56 days. Broncos and Saints, in that game, it was 35 Thursday. We thought the 35th pick of the draft could score the first touchdown and get his 13th career touchdown on TNF. Thursday, 35, TNF 13. That was Javonte Williams. Scores the first touchdown plus 750. I advise people taking for the first touchdown bet and the anytime touchdown bet. Anytime touchdown was plus 175. When he put in the 13th, or the touchdown, they also put up the 13 points of the game, going up 13-0. And now Thursday Night Football, I reversed my decision. I've done this 2 of the last 3 weeks. I've reversed my initial thought and been wrong about the game, but we still had a good game because of player props like we did this week. We had a tremendous week in terms of value and all the things we nailed. But I knew this game was going to be about Joe Biden, and it absolutely was 1,000,000% undeniably. And again, just to show you what they did, the Saints have not won at home since November against the Broncos. The Saints have not won at home against the Broncos since November 20th, 1988. That was Joe Biden's 46th birthday, number 46. And this game was on the 333rd day of Joe Biden's age. The score was 33-3, like the 333rd day of his age. And when that happened, they did it with 4:06 remaining on the clock. And then what was beautiful is we thought Cedric Wilson Jr. would get a touchdown in the game, and he was plus 600 to score. The reason we like Cedric Wilson Jr. to score is because he has the same birthday as Joe Biden. So again, this is the value of understanding the rigging and how it is scripted. And again, for all of you guys who, you don't have an argument, okay? For anyone who wants to try and say anything, you don't have an argument. I've been proving my point in spades for over a decade. You guys have been here for 11 years, showing you how it's all rigged and how they connect it with the Oval Office and the politics and the news. It happens all the time. People with low IQs will go like this, then, how come you can't call every game then? If you can't call every game, I don't believe it then. Are you a retard? See, I already know the answer to that question. That was a rhetorical question. I know you are. When I go into a Hollywood movie, I know it's a script and it's already predetermined. Can I know everything about the movie because it's a script and it's already predetermined? Oh, wow, I can't? Do you not understand how it's the same logical fallacy, the one you have? If you can't call every movie script before we watch the movie, it must not be scripted. It's the same argument, mental midget. Do you remember how at the beginning of the year, they put out that thing? It was viral for like week 1. Supposedly a Commanders executive was out on a date and a woman had her camera recording, and he was talking about how the NFL fans are a bunch of drunk retards. And they're like, can you believe this guy works in the NFL and thinks this about the fans? You don't think every executive in the NFL knows their fans are a bunch of fucking retards? Are you kidding me? Of course they do. It's middle fingers up every game. Hey, what's the home and away record right now for the season? All right, another year where the away teams have more wins. You know, all the Seattle people moping around half the time in their fan jerseys with the 12 on it. We're the 12th man. We make a difference. You know what the Seattle did in their 44th season? They went 4-4 at home. What happened? I thought we were the hardest home. Oh man, it's just embarrassing. But we did love. We thought that fullback number 44 might get in the end zone the other night in Seattle as the Niners started Week 6 with their 6th straight win against the Seahawks, getting their 666th franchise win, scoring 36, 666, the 36th triangular number. But again, you guys, this is what the National Fixed League is, rigged with the Pope, as we've been showing since forever, like today's game. Again. Here, you guys, understand it. Like I told you, all the 104s on this game, right? Roman Catholic Church is 104. The Niners and Chiefs game was the 104th game of the season, a repeat of the 104th NFL season Super Bowl that was on the Vatican's birthday. Again, exactly 104 weeks ago, the Chiefs beat the Niners in San Francisco, and today Brock Purdy fell to 10-4 in the regular season. Again, 58 days before the Pope's birthday. Pope Francis 58. Again, Shanahan came into the game with 54 regular season losses, 58 all-time losses, picked up his 59th all-time loss. Remember, Benedict stepped down on the 59th day of the year to make way for Francis, and the 59th presidential election was the one where Joe Biden became number 46, exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, going with his son Beau Biden dying at age 46, and going with JFK being the only other Catholic president who was assassinated at age 46, as number 35 killed on I-35. And don't forget, Joe Biden was also inaugurated 35 days after the Pope's birthday, because it is that scripted. Beau Biden dead at 46. Hunter Biden publicly, ritualistically killed and humiliated in terms of his image, born on the 35th day of the year, because it is that scripted, because these people are that chosen, because their lives are that controlled, just like Donald Trump's is. Donald Trump Jr., born on the 201st day of the year after him and his wife get married in a major 201 ritual. Then she dies 45 years after their marriage and is buried on the 201st day of the year, dead exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit Ignatian year. On the same day that he announces he's going to run for the 60th presidential election. Not to mention Donald Trump equals 60. And so does Golden Arches. And today he was giving out French fries at McDonald's on Kamala's 60th birthday. And now he's going from Philly. Actually, you guys look it up. Again, when Ray Kroc, Mr. McDonald's, died, Donald Trump was 37 years old. Today he's in Bucks County, 37, mocking Harris, 37, before he goes to Sunday Night Football, where the star defensive player on the Jets is McDonald. Is it Will McDonald? Yes. Will McDonald, you guys. Look at this. Will McDonald, number 99, is the star player on the Jets. Trump's going from McDonald's to the game. He's a New York guy. Again, it's 138 days after Will McDonald's birthday. And not to mention his 25th birthday, mind you. Trump 25. Donald Trump 138. Remember, Nationals 138. Dave Martinez 138, Federal 138. We told you the Nationals would beat the Astros 138 days after Donald Trump's birthday. That was the 115th World Series, like he took office with the 115th Congress and hired the Nationals announcer for Inauguration Day. If you go back and look, you'll see the Nationals threw 159 pitches in that game, beating Houston. And that same night, Houston beat Washington, D.C. in the NBA, and the Rockets scored 159 points on a late comeback. Just like how the Nationals had to come back from down 2 games, down 2-3 in the World Series before winning in Game 7. Same numbers, same scripts, same shit over and over. And again, how's this even possible, you guys? How's it possible there can be a guy named Will McDonald? And by the way, we're in number 99. Look, Sunday Night Football 99. Sunday Night Football 99. Trump's little hoax just outside of Pittsburgh, where the game is tonight on July 13th. Under the 13 stripes, 13 weeks from the anniversary of the establishment of the Secret Service, which is the same day Lincoln got assassinated. Look at this. From that little hoax to today is 99 days later. So now he's going back to Pittsburgh. It happened in Butler, just outside of Pittsburgh. He's going back 99 days later. He's going to be at the game. You know they're going to talk about it. They're going to show pictures of him with his big bandage on his ear like an asshole. And then remember, the GOP convention was in Wisconsin right after that. And then he nominates Teddy Roosevelt. He might as well be Teddy Roosevelt. He nominated J.D. Vance, the youngest VP nominee since Teddy Roosevelt, who was shot in Wisconsin. And now tonight, Sunday Night Football, you got Rodgers, who made his name with the Packers under Jesuit Vince Lombardi's team. J.D. Vance is in Wisconsin today. Trump's at Sunday Night Football with Rodgers, who hasn't had a 300-yard passing game since he scored 45 versus the Bears a couple years ago, back when Davante Adams was on his team. And it's crazy because it's the 105th season. This is going to be the 105th game of the year. And again, if Davante Adams gets in the end zone tonight, he is going to get his 105th touchdown. So we'll see if that happens. It would seem fitting, wouldn't it? Davante Adams right here. A lot of people don't know how to look up stats. They're going to look it up and they'll be like, he's on 96 touchdowns. He said his next one was 105. Yeah, that's because you got to click the playoffs tab and see that he has 8 more right there. And 96 plus 8, which is probably too difficult to math for most of my critics. That's 104. So, yeah, the next one is 105. And anyway, this guy wants to get in. Sometimes you got to slow the video down to half speed when he's talking. He's a frantic speaker. What's up, 480?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
If Aaron Rodgers passes for 224, 60,000, so in 666.
He'll have 666 for the year, you're saying?
No, for his career, he'll have 60,666.
That'd be wild. We'll watch that. So if he has 224, okay, we'll watch that.
Yep.
All right. That's a thought. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Later. Yeah.
He's slowing down. You guys know he's slowing down. He doesn't sound as frantic. He's winning contests lately. He's getting better. Everything's getting better about that guy. That was nice, cool, calm, and collected. So the more I give that guy a hard time, the better he gets. And he does make good observations. That is very interesting. So, yeah, again, another great NFL Week 7. Historically, I like Week 7. I also like writing close call at the top of my picks. Seems to be it seems to be like a good luck thing. If I just write close call at the top and then lay out the top narrative, seems to come through almost every time. So those are my new magic words. C double. But yeah, if anybody else wants to hop on here and share about the kind of day they had, I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, indeed, great week again. And just another great week. The only week that hasn't been great this season really was week 3. We did great with the player props in week 3, but not the game picks. What's up, Bar?
Nothing much, Zach. Just wanted to say, only thing that fell was the dollar probably was the Atlanta game. I'm shocked that that happened. I was rolling with you with Atlanta as well, and then that was the only one that fell. But I just want to say again to the chat, y'all chill out. I come in here with observations all the time, not just about the Steelers, about every team, whatever this current team we're talking about. A lot of y'all that come and try to troll, like, how about y'all come up, say who y'all is? Y'all know I'm R. I'm 510. I say it in the chat. I want y'all to come up and stop leeching and stop tailing off all of us and come make your own observations, okay? Because I'm tired of y'all saying that in the chat. It's like kind of annoying at this point. Like, y'all never come in with observations. Y'all just stay in the chat. I think y'all the trolls at the end of the day. Y'all come with no observations. Y'all just tail and leech off Big Al, of Roe, of me, of Mr. Futures, of David A. Like, come on, bro. 303. Like, come on. We're the same people. It's about 7 of us, or 7 to 10 of us. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say, Zach.
All right, 510. Well, you called in with some great observations, and you had the information about Trump coming before anybody else did. He's always on top of it with all his Steelers intel, so I appreciate you. So, yeah, good call yesterday. Thank you.
And then one more thing. I'm not bad for kind of doing it. And then remember before, when the Celtics won, I came in on Sports Talk and I was talking. When the Celtics won, remember when I mentioned this? I said, remember, this is my other from a real lot to have going on. Starting with the Celtics winning the championship, I said I remember they might have all the OG teams win again, just to reset the whole sports again. Because look, the Celtics won, they got the most. If if the Yankees win this World Series, of course they have the most, but then they'll win again. They got the most, and then I don't know, got a lot of stuff with my Steelers. That's why I was saying that might line up. And then if the Steelers win again, we got the most right now currently. And if we win again, so that's why I said that. And I don't know, do you remember me saying that? And when the Celtics won that stream, like, I made a big point about it. But yeah, that's why I was.
Have to go back.
Yeah,
it's okay. You made a lot of great observations, so we appreciate it.
Right on now. But all right, Zach, man. Good luck to everybody.
Take care. So Tatum Floyd, I just read your comment out here. Tatum Floyd leaves this comment. I've thought about buying his membership to own to own. But every time you try to learn, he belittles you and says, I'm smart and you're stupid, end of story. I don't think I've ever said, I'm smart and you're stupid, end of story, unless you're one of my trolls. So you must be one of my trolls because I talk shit about my trolls. So again, if you're out there feeling all butthurt when I'm talking shit, I guess you're one of my trolls, or you're one of the dummies who still thinks it's not the National Fix League. And again, so I mean, essentially, if you leave a comment like that, what you're pretty much saying is I'm a dummy. Okay, and I don't want dummies on my page. I don't want swine. I don't like to cast pearls before swine. So swine, stay gone, please. We don't need any swine here. If you're ever offended by something I'm saying, it's because you're a dummy. That's it. That's it. If you're an intelligent person, you're not offended. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about intelligent people. Anyone who thinks the league's not fixed is a dummy. So, I mean, we got to be honest here. This is a truth channel. Okay. Krim. What's up, Krim?
Zach, you can hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, man?
Hey, just real quick, I wanted to add to Davante Adams. His name actually is 105 in Ordinal.
Yes, it is. That's right. We saw that early in the season. I'd forgotten that. Great reminder. Is it his full name Davante Lavelle Adams?
No, just Davante Adams.
Yep, there it is. Isn't that wild, you guys? He comes over to reunite with Rodgers in the 105th game of the 105th season, and he just happens to be one touchdown away from 105. Just like how they just sent Amari Cooper to the Bills, and in the first touchdown he gets there 63. And we were just talking about how it was all synced up with. Remember, NFL Week 6 was all about O.J. Simpson. It started with his Niners winning, and it closed out with his Bills winning, both in perfect rituals. And then the next day, Amari Cooper sent to the Bills, who was born the exact same day, again, as the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase. And the guy who was driving the Bronco, his name was AC, like Amari Cooper.
I also wanted to add that his full name, Davante Lavelle Adams, is 317, which is the 66th prime. And it's a span of 66 days from today's game until his Christmas Eve birthday.
Crazy.
And if he does score tonight, he'll get his 81st Sunday touchdown. And Pittsburgh Steelers equals 81.
Very good. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But,
all right. Appreciate that research.
Thank you, Zach.
All right. Take care. Now, again, nothing's perfect, but this is what we do. We follow the numbers and the narrative. So the other thing you have to say, what are the odds? What are the odds that home teams right now are 51 and 53 for the season coming into tonight's game? What are the odds of that? Because that's what it is for the entire season right now. Home teams are 51 and 53. All right. That's interesting about Davante Lavelle Adams, and he used to play for the Raiders as well for a minute out in the Bay Area. Interesting. Reminds us that Kamala was born 110 days after the Civil Rights Act. Gematria doubters are in shambles every day. I mean, it's not just the sports thing. See, that's what all my haters don't acknowledge either. It's like I'm working my ass off around the clock, breaking down the news, breaking down the weather, breaking down the earthquakes, calling earthquakes, storms, sports games, doing it all like nobody's ever done before. I mean, if all I did was sat around and tried to master sports, it might actually be the right move because almost nobody supports anything else I'm doing. All of the support is for the sports work, And notice the troll campaign is always to take clips of only the things we're wrong about and play clips of things out of context and just present this really false picture. It just isn't it amazing that there's just a network of trolls. As small as my channel is due to all the censorship, I don't think anybody else in the world of presenting information has 3 full-time channels dedicated to slandering them. It's like something's not adding up here. My channel's really small now due to all the censorship and deletion, yet I have full-time trolls harassing around the clock, making videos, trying to tear down, cut down. Like, well, what about this picture doesn't fit together? There's just way too big of an effort to try and expose or not expose, but slander my name and the research. You can't. The work we've done is unprecedented. Nothing else even compares. And again, it's just a shame that people come in and are like, I think all that could still be a coincidence. Every week, these crazy things are a coincidence to you, just every week. I just stop right with Shanahan coming into this game with 54 regular season losses and 58 all-time losses. Just stop right there. What are the odds of that? Doesn't that seem like almost impossible in light of how he lost Super Bowl 54 and 58 to the Chiefs? How can Mahomes become 95-25 when he won with 25 points on the Vatican's 95th birthday? And then he does it today, 58 days before the Pope's birthday? I mean, come on. Come on. All right. All right, I'm dropping the link one more time. Otherwise, we can wrap this thing up because I'm sure there's a few more things. As soon as I finish, I'll remember, like, oh yeah, I forgot to say that. But same thing over in MLB. Once again, the World Series numbers cooking. World Series numbers cooking. Yankees had the best run differential of the entire season, plus 147. Number I've told you guys about since forever. World Series. Now they're in the World Series. And what's crazy is just watching them, they're just like a horrible baseball team. They really are. They don't know how to run the bases. They're not very good defensively. It's like, how's this a World Series team? These guys literally don't even know how to run the bases anymore. It's like a sign of like people don't play baseball anymore. Almost anytime I drive past baseball fields, they're just all empty now. When I was a kid growing up, people still played a lot of baseball. I played a lot of baseball growing up. I mean, even though the games are rigged, you just see the quality of baseball players is down. Batting averages are just like horrible across the league. If it wasn't for cork bats and different cores in the ball, I'm not even sure anybody could hit it over the fence. However, Juan Soto is pretty strong in game one of the World Series. This is on his birthday. But yeah, I mean, I told my dad at the beginning, he's a big Yankee fan. I said, I'm pretty sure they're going this year. He's like, no way. He's like, they're horrible defensively. They can't. And he was saying, I haven't watched any baseball all year, but I've watched the postseason. I was like, my dad was not lying. This team can't field simple balls, can't catch simple balls, keep just like stupid base running errors, but somehow, some way, they're in the World Series. It's like watching the Bad News Bears. All right. Valentino G says, keep an eye out for the Arizona and Chargers game, power outage game. Yeah, interesting, because of the public enemy, what you're going to do when the grid goes down. Interesting thought. I meant to think more about that. Let's hope not. That thing they just did in Cuba. If you missed what they just did in Cuba, check it out. We got somebody on by the name of Win. What's up, Win?
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yo, I got the two left. Yeah, Steelers and it's Steelers and it's two left though.
Well, if you're depending on the Steelers based on the league record, you better hedge your bet. I'll tell you that much. All right. I think Wynn's been drinking today. Thank you, Wynn. It is still possible that the league record gets bucked. The argument you could make, I suppose, for them to pick up to defy the 54th loss from the Jets and get 52 is it's a precedent number, and there's been a bunch of that today with Trump in attendance, but that 54 is popping out for the Jets, Jets. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard looked good for the touchdown today. Chuba Hubbard got his 17th career touchdown in Week 7, 17 the 7th prime, only score for the Panthers. We liked him to get in the end zone. As they say, don't doubt a Hubbard when it comes to the NFL. All right, thank you, Jakes. I don't know if you meant to leave a message, but I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. And yeah, solid little day. Now Win came back in. Maybe he was having a connection issue. Win, were you trying to say more?
Buccaneers and Chargers.
What?
That's what I need to ask.
All right, man. Good luck. I don't know what he's on. He says he needs 2 more picks to come in. He needs the Steelers and the Chargers to come in. Well, he's doing his own picks. He's not doing what we're doing over here. But hey, that's another thing in the National Fix League. Did you guys notice that who's playing in the doubleheader tomorrow night? I mean, you can't see that all of this is just ritualism. You seriously can't see it. Who's playing in the doubleheader tomorrow? Who coaches the Ravens and who coaches the Chargers? They got to put the Harbaugh brothers in primetime, both coaching on Monday night. You don't think that's a ritual? Doesn't it feel like a ritual to it? I mean, it didn't feel like a ritual to you when they were the first brothers as coaches to meet in Super Bowls? The state of Maryland won with 34 points again. Maryland 34. That Super Bowl is on the 34th day of the year as well, February 3rd. Ravens won both their Super Bowls with 34 points. It was Super Bowl 47, Maryland 47 in reverse. John equals 47. Jim doesn't. Jim's 32. 32 teams in the league, but John won Super Bowl 47. Gave the Niners their first Super Bowl loss. So, yeah, we'll be talking more about that one on the Patreon tomorrow. It's going to be, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be challenging, but I won't be surprised if the Harbaugh brothers move together. I'll give you one scenario to think about. There's one, if you look at the actual stats in the game, it looks very, some games are tougher than others. But one possible scenario could just be a simple one. Home teams this year on Monday Night Football are 4-5. So I wouldn't mind if it went that way. You don't even have to think that hard about that one. But you actually look at the game and the stats with the quarterbacks and stuff. It's like, yeah, I don't know if they are going to do that, but it would be a tribute to 47. So it's just like a few weeks ago. I think it was week 5. Was that the week they had the Seahawks? No, it wasn't. Was it week 4? Time goes by so fast. It was this week. I've always told you guys for years how there's always rituals with the Seahawks and Dolphins. They announced Mercury Morris, the former Dolphin, dead right before the Dolphins-Seahawks game. He wore number 22. They announced him dead the morning of the 22nd. But the reason there's always rituals with the Seahawks and Dolphins is because if you look in history, there was a team called the Miami Seahawks who folded and became the Baltimore Colts. And then eventually the NFL created a Seattle Seahawks. But you'll notice a lot of times they're doing rituals with the Seahawks and the Dolphins. And notice who won on primetime and Sunday Night Football the night before. Baltimore did. Just like how in history the Miami Seahawks became the Baltimore Colts. So. Oh, by the way, did you guys see how Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were at Yankees games? The first game they were at, the Yankees were up for 5-1 for the majority of the game. Taylor Swift's got that 51. If you go back and look in history, before they were the Kansas City Chiefs, they were the Dallas Texans. And before they were the Dallas Texans, they were the New York Yanks. Again, just deep scripts, nothing but ritualism, paying tribute to history that almost nobody remembers anymore because it's 2024 and that's history from, nearly 100 years ago now. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Steelers got the first points tonight on a 46-yard field goal. The man born in 46 in attendance. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Jake's channel came back with another one. Is there a table of contents for all the Gematria numbers? That's been a popular request for a lot of years. But I always say that I'll never put together a table of contents for the Gematria numbers because that's not how Gematria is. It's not like there's just one meaning for a number. You have to understand what the context, for example, again, DC equals 47. It's the Masonic city. The Masons studied the 47th problem of Euclid. It's also 7, like how only 7 points were scored against the DC team in 47 total points. G, the capital letter, is the 7th letter, the Masonic logo. But again, president's 47, White House is 47, government's 47, authorities 47, Republicans 47, Democrats 47, Whig is 47. Lincoln turned the Whig Party into the Republican Party. He said 7 years ago. The cornerstone for DC was laid on 47 date numerology. This Masonic nation, its birthday is the 4th day of the 7th month. So there's a 47 connection with the Masons and government and authority and time, which is the ultimate authority, and the tropics of this earth are 47 degrees apart. But there's other 47s that fit in with other things that have nothing to do with that. So I can't make a table of contents and say 47 only means that. You might name your daughter Sarah, and spell it with an H. It doesn't mean she's a Mason or part of DC. It might mean she has a better chance to become a politician there, though, someday, actually. Might help out since they do pick people that way. But again, you could argue, I mean, the word beast doesn't exactly have to do with that, but then in a way it sort of does. But again, you can look at Seattle, the city on the 47th parallel where they had the beast quake. It's just, there's groups of numbers that are used with certain things, which is what we focus on, and why certain rituals with certain organizations come back. So, I mean, I could do it that way. I guess I could make like a section of 47 that has to do with Masons and government, but with everything, there'd have to be an explanation that that's not the only thing that 47 means. You named your son John. He's not automatically a Mason in DC. So, again, that's why a table of contents, it's better to just understand how to use the knowledge, which is why I've written the books that I've written the way I have, to teach you how to use it and familiar patterns that are associated with certain things. And like, for example, learn the numbers that fit with these sports teams so you can see how they redundantly play out in the rigged National Fixed League or the rigged NBA Nothing But Actors or the MLB, the Major League bullshit, whatever. All of these things should have different acronyms than what they are, because they're not legitimate sports contests. They're totally rigged and scripted, and the announcers are telling you every game they couldn't have scripted any better. I was listening on the radio before I got home, and they were talking about this Giants and Eagles game and what a great game Barkley had in the revenge game. And then again, they just had to say it over the radio. It's like, well, they literally couldn't have scripted it any better for him today. You know what I mean? And then you're laughing because you're like, if only people knew Gematria, they'd realize he beat him by 25 and dropped the Giants to 2-5. But again, 25 has more meaning than just Giants. But again, you'll see how much it plays with both the baseball team and the football team. So, all right, I don't watch these games because I enjoy the rig competition. I watch them to expose them and laugh at them and try and wake people up, because I know half the manpower in this nation is so invested and getting so angry when their team loses and can't believe the horrible call or how he didn't catch that ball or how the coach could have possibly made that decision. It's because it's not real. You're screaming and going, how's he get paid $10 million to coach the team? And I would have known the right thing to do there. Yeah, anybody would have. Somebody who's probably never even knows anything about football could probably have come up with a better idea for what to do than what the $10 million coach did. Because these leagues are bullshit. Okay? Undeniably. Even if you're brain dead, you should get it. All right. Shout out to, yeah, exactly. Battle of the Black Quarterbacks last week. The Ravens and Commanders, in both 4-2, which was our top suspicion would happen. Messi hat trick. Miami finished with 74 on 74 date numerology. That must be 74 points. Today's got 74 date numerology. Messi the Messiah. Messiah equals. Oh, okay. So did this happen today? I don't follow the soccer league like that. Miami. What's it called? What's the American Soccer League? Or did it happen yesterday? Looks like they played yesterday. But understand finishing on 74 with Messi the Messiah. Today has 74 date numerology. Messiah is 74, like Jesus, like cross, like gospel, like parables, like beast. Or not beast, excuse me, like Lucifer. They're both the light bearers. They're both the morning stars. Most Christian people that I know are not very good people. It says right now it's 74. It's weird. My phone just lit up and showed that it's 74. What is it listening? What? It just showed that it's 74 degrees outside right here, right now. What in the world? And it got unusually warm today. It was getting cold, and now all of a sudden it's back up to 74 at nighttime. It's like, what? These phones are crazy. Check out my M&M article on your page. It's 480. Did you leave it as a comment? Where? I don't know where you left the comment. I'll look for it later and share it later, 480. I'm going to wrap it up here. Congrats to the winners. Thank you to the people who left a little super chat. Appreciate that. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. If you want to get the intel before the games, join us on the Patreon. And until next time. Oh, well, you got here late. We covered that. I said why I favored the Lions today. Goff got his 75th win. Minnesota Vikings 75. It's a QB league. QB narratives usually come out on top. The only one that didn't come out on top today was Kirk Cousins. The only game we missed today. Only top narrative that didn't come in today was Kirk Cousins not getting. He could have got his 82nd win over Seattle, but did not. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope it doesn't. Okay, let's hope it doesn't. But remember, if it doesn't come that day, the whole period of Scorpio is suspect. So let's hope it just doesn't come at all. He already got the sack? He already got the sack? Yeah! Woo! I gave that one out for free on this stream, too. He already... Here, did he pretend like he was eating a Big Mac? That was also part of my prediction, that he'd get up and he was acting like he was eating the Big Mac after the sack. I don't know if he's really going to do that, but I said he was lock city for the sack. And see, just a pick like that pays as much as the winner of the game does. Boom! Did he already get it? Are you guys teasing me? Hold on, let me check the box score. Let's check the box score. You guys, the National Fixed League is just such a joke. If the Dodgers score 6 runs tonight, it's crazy, guys. They'll have 42 runs in the series. You know, Jackie number 42. They already gave up a run, so that they had a chance to shut out the Mets and only have 42 runs allowed in the postseason. So the Mets already scored, but you know, just Jackie and 42 happens a lot with that team. Remember what they did to Chadwick Boseman? Dead on the makeshift Jackie Robinson days. The Dodgers went on to win the World Series, and the Mookie Betts tribute came over on 4-2. Hold on, I got to see if my guy got a sack. The Steelers fans probably got it. What's up, 510?
What up? No, it's Larry Ogunjobi. The other 99 on the Steelers team, he got his first series. McDonald last series, he almost got the sack in on the third down of Russ, but then Russ threw it away. McDonald almost got the sack.
Oh, yeah. No. I did say to watch out for both 99. So, okay, now we got to see if 99 on the Jets gets it. Yeah, okay, that's right. We were watching out for 99 on both, but okay, the one on the Steelers got it.
Because we're talking about the 90, that's just crazy. That's not crazy. Like, you're the coach, bro. Like, look how you just called it. Like, it was like, I don't know what the...
Well, Sunday Night Football, 99 days after the scare in Pittsburgh for Trump, and he's at the game. I mean, it's just...
He's at the game.
Look, you guys, if you don't know, the 99 is a big deal. This country's name equals 99, and it was named that on September 9th, 99. And when you write out 13, it's 99. And again, 13 stripes, and Trump pumping his fist, and the obvious photo op, and the fake shooting on the 13th of July under the 13 stripes, 13 weeks from the anniversary of the Lincoln assassination, the same day the Secret Service was created. Does anyone even question these things? Why is it called the Secret Service? What?
Washington's big play from the Steelers is Jerome Bettis. That deep bomb to Russell to Calvin Austin probably already George Pickens been calling it.
All right. He's calling it. This man bleeds gold, yellow, and black right here. He's got terrible towels in his eyes. All right, 510. Appreciate it, man.
And then one more thing, and then they made the Trump terrible towel. I don't know, but they had a little thing today about the Trump terrible towel. They made it red and everything. It's a little funny, but all right.
All right, appreciate it. He always hangs up so fast. They're probably selling Trump terrible towels for $60, like his Trump Holy Bible for $60. I wonder if there's a passage in there about how he shoved his wife down the stairs 60 weeks into the first Jesuitic nation year for the 60th election. Unholy. What's up, 908?
Trump terrible towels. Hey, what's up, Zach? I haven't been in any of the streams lately, so I don't know if you talked about this, but you've been talking about Scorpion and the 23rd a lot. But did you see on LeBron's story a couple days ago, he posted the Scorpion saying that it almost stung him?
And the guy who just fell off the balcony and died from that British band, they showed his shirt was up when he landed on the ground, and he has a tattoo of a scorpion on his side.
Yeah, there's something going on. There's something going on with the Scorpions. And the Lakers' first game is at home on the 23rd.
Here's one other thing, you guys. I was showing you how that Thursday Night Football was paying tribute to Joe Biden, and how the Steelers, or not the Steelers, but the Saints haven't won at home versus the Broncos since his 46th birthday. Look at this. Look at this, you guys. Joe Biden's birthday is in Scorpio. And again, the Broncos have the pale horse symbolism. In Revelation 6:8, it talks about the pale horse, which represents death, which is Hades. And in astrology, Hades is Scorpio as well. So again, is Joe going to make it through Scorpio? His birthday is the last day of Scorpio. So we'll see. A lot of interesting things coming.
How do you feel about I know you got the Patreon. I'm a Patreon supporter, but how do you feel just, not too many details about the first game that they have against the Timberwolves on the 23rd?
I haven't started to look at the NBA yet. I still got to do that.
All right, well, I'll make sure I tune in on Patreon so I can see what you got to say.
Yeah, I'll be covering the NBA, so we'll be doing it. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, take care. All right. You see how Revelation 6:8 goes with the pale horse, just like Denver 68? Again, these things aren't an accident, you guys. The people who set up your league are the Catholic Church. They're the same ones that gave you the calendar and the language and have synced all this stuff up. Just jokes for days. All right, guys. Good luck. Play smart tonight. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. Congrats to the winners. Another smoking NFL Week 7. And let me see. Okay. I think we're good. There was some stuff behind the private chat, but it's nothing. All right, you guys. We'll leave it there. Until next time.